There are 30 sports across the Wii Sports series, and some of them are great. Tennis, bowling, sword fighting. Others, however, are dull or frustrating. But which ones are the worst of the bunch? Well, I asked over 1,000 people to give each sport from the Wii Sports series a rating. And in this video, I'll be going through the results. Let's find out. What are the most and least popular Wii Sports sports? So the first question is, which sports do we include? In the original Wii Sports, that's simple. There's 5 sports. They're on the front of the box. Now, there is the training mode too, which has a whole bunch more modes in it. But at its core, Wii Sports has 5 sports included. And then we get to Wii Sports Resort, and this is where things get more complicated. This game has 12 sports in it, right? That's what the menu says. But one of those sports is called Air Sports, which actually includes skydiving and island flyover and dogfighting. In fact, the majority of the game's 12 sports contain multiple game modes, some of which are really very varied. Should each mode be evaluated on its own merits, or should we take the game at its word, 12 sports? To be honest, whichever way I do things, someone's gonna disagree. But to keep things simple, let's go with 12. Then we have Wii Sports Club for the Wii U, which is, at its core, a remake of the first Wii Sports game. Still, there are changes to these versions of the sports, so we'll include all 5 of them too. And then finally, Nintendo Switch Sports. This game, like Resort, has more modes than the sports. Again, we'll cover each sport as a group, which gives us 8 sports in total, the 6 which there were at launch, plus golf, which was added some months later, and also basketball, which was added like a week ago. And that gives us our final list of 30 sports. I used that list to make a survey where people could give each sport a rating from 1 to 5. Actually, I asked people which games in the series they'd actually played and only asked them to rate sports from those specific games. Plus, at the end of the survey, I asked people what their favourite sport was and why, along with their least favourite sport and why. I'll be reading out some of those responses as we go along. But that's all the admin out of the way. I left the survey up for only 30 hours or so, and we ended up receiving 1,172 responses. Thank you so much to every single person who took part. So now let's go through the list, starting from the bottom and working our way up. Which means that in 30th place, with a rating of 2.45, the least popular sport is resort canoeing. Yeah, I can't say I'm super shocked by that. I saw a lot of comments from people who weren't exactly fans of this mode. According to one person, the controls are awful, while another wrote, "It feels like a chore to play rather than being fun." In 29th, we have club boxing. Now, this is the first of the 5 Wii Sports Club games, which are slightly upgraded versions of the original Wii Sports sports. But while Wii Sports itself has the innovation factor, novelty, and nostalgia, Wii Sports Club just falls a little flat. The controls never worked for me, it just doesn't feel good to play, and it's the club version specifically because they could have improved it from the original, but didn't. Next, in 28th, is Switch Soccer, or football as we say in the UK. Now, funnily enough, football is actually one of my personal favourites. Not in real life, but I feel like it's really fun to kick with the leg strap. But I'm in the minority here. One person said, "It is very, very hard to control and has bad controls," while another said, "I'm too gay for football." Then, in 27th, is Resort Power Cruising. This is one of many Wii Sports Resort water-based sports, and while power cruising certainly scores higher than canoeing, it's still right down the bottom of the list. According to one person, the controls are janky and I end up getting frustrated. If someone were to offer me $1 million to play it, I'd pass. Another person had an interesting perspective, just not made with left-handed people in mind. It's just really weird to mirror everything for me. In 26th, we have Switch Basketball. This is the most recently added sport to the series, and it brings back a classic from Resort. But this Switch version is ranked much lower than the version from Resort, so clearly something was lost in translation here. According to one person, they simplified it too much, but it's still a bit fun. Then, in 25th, is Resort Frisbee. It has no precision and also is an extremely boring sport compared to everything in the rest of the game, says one person, while another says, personally, I see no reason to choose Frisbee golf over regular golf in Wii Sports Resort. In 24th is Resort Wakeboarding, another water-based activity. These seem to just rank low for whatever reason. Wakeboarding is mostly just tilting the controller left and right while avoiding obstacles, and that's not bad, but compared to others it feels a bit lacking. Another person wrote, I don't dislike it, but it's not fun to play by yourself. And if you're not alone, well, you might as well play something else. 23rd on the list is Club Golf. I personally love golf games, but a whole lot of people say they find them boring. It's such a drag to play, says one person, and I don't even like golf in general. Which brings us to 22nd, which is Wii Golf. This is the first of the original Wii Sports, which means that golf is the least popular of the game's iconic 5 sports. Honestly, the sentiment around this game is pretty much the same as club golf. I just don't like golfing in general, LMAO, says one person. Again, I like golf games like Mario Golf and Wii Sports Golf, but it seems like they're not for everyone. And that's okay. In 21st, we have Switch Volleyball. This is one of the new sports introduced on the Switch, but I think it suffers from being just a touch overcomplicated. There's a beauty to a sport that's truly pick up and play, and I don't think volleyball quite fits in that category. There's weird combos and stuff you can do that kind of just feels un-Wii Sports-like, says one person. On the other hand, another person said their favourite was volleyball because it's actually like volleyball. Alright, that's the bottom 10 sports over with. These 10 are the least popular third of all of the Wii Sports sports. Before we continue with the list, let's examine an extra bit of data we've collected, and that is how many survey takers have played each Wii Sports game. Most played by a huge margin is the original Wii Sports. A staggering 94.5% of people who filled out the survey have played Wii Sports. Only 64 people haven't. Next is Resort, which is also super high at 71.6%. Only around 28% of survey takers haven't played it. Then we move on to Wii Sports Club for Wii U, which is unsurprisingly the least played of all 4 games. Only 18.4% of people who filled out the survey had played this game, which is honestly a little higher than I'd expected. And then finally, we have Nintendo Switch Sports, the most recent entry in the series. This is pretty close to 50-50. 44% have played the game, while 56% have not. Right, let's get back to the rankings. In 20th place is Switch Golf. Again, golf games don't seem to rank very highly across the board, but Switch Golf's excellent online modes really improve many sports. For those who find regular golf too slow-paced, the game's online mode lets everyone go at once, a big improvement. At least that's my opinion. But like I said, I'm pro-golf generally. One person wrote a long write-up of their negative feelings towards Switch Golf. It controls weirdly, it's weirdly paced, and it doesn't have any background music. All of that is totally valid, but I like this mode anyway. Then, in 19th, is Resort Cycling. I think the best part of this sport is getting to cycle around Woohoo Island. any sport that showcases Wii Sports Resort's clever, interconnected setting gets points from me. I love cycling because traveling around the island with a cycling competition is amazing. Seeing Woohoo Island in so many different ways is so cool. However, not everyone likes this sport. Cycling in Wii Sports Resort is just kind of janky and weird, says one person. In 18th place is Club Baseball, another somewhat underwhelming remake of a classic Wii Sports sport. I didn't grow up knowing much about the sport, so I didn't understand it as a child, says one person. Generally speaking, while baseball is a popular sport in the US and Japan, over here in Europe, people really don't know a whole lot about the sport. Is it like cricket? Like rounders? I think so, but I sure as heck don't understand the rules. Obviously, that's not baseball's fault, but if a third of the world don't know how to play, that's gonna pull the sports ranking down a little. In 17th place, we have Switch Badminton. It's tennis but worse, and I just can't get the hang of it, says one person. It's pointless when tennis is included, says another. I have to say that I agree. While this mode is certainly enjoyable enough, it feels somewhat redundant alongside tennis. In 16th is Resort Golf. This is the highest ranked version of golf on the list, so clearly Wii Sports Resort got something right. Found it really fun and interesting how much Wii Sports Resort added to golf and how technical you could get with it, while another survey taker said the new locations are much better suited for the sport. 15th on the list is Wii Baseball, one of the original 5 Wii Sports sports. As we hit our halfway mark, we're back to baseball, a game I can't claim to fully understand. But I do get how important a role it played in the original Wii Sports package. Those 5 sports really met the needs of all different kinds of players, and baseball was an important part of that. I used to play baseball with my siblings constantly, and I have so many fond memories of it, says one person, while another writes, it's so simple, yet stupidly fun. In 14th place is Wii Boxing. Boxing is simple yet fun and addictive. Matt will forever be everyone's rival. As one of the original Wii Sports sports, just like baseball, Wii Boxing will forever hold a sort of iconic status. And one survey taker has an interesting point of view. It is a sport that most can't do in real life. In 13th, we have Switch Chambara. This is a kind of spiritual successor to Swordplay from Wii Sports Resort, and it takes good advantage of the dual Joy-Cons to let you attack with not 1, but 2 swords. It's just so responsive and satisfying, says one person, while another describes this sport as a strategic and fast-paced experience, perfect for getting that rush of adrenaline and excitement. 12th on the list, we have Resort Basketball. According to one person, the controls feel fluid, but difficult enough to where shooting feels satisfying, and the court is fun and stressful to move around on. Another person recounted, I have the best memories of playing with my siblings, and my grandma's dunking on them left and right. In 11th place is Switch Tennis. Tennis feels like one of those Wii Sports sports you just can't go wrong with, and the Switch version of this iconic sport is just as simple to pick up as ever. Hand anyone a Joy-Con and they'll start playing, no tutorial needed. However, I could barely find a single person who said that Switch Sports Tennis was their favorite sport in the series. It seems that while a lot of people like this sport, most people prefer the versions from other Wii Sports games. And with that, we've covered another 10 sports. We're 2/3 of the way through. So let's take another quick breather to analyze our data. Because while this video is about individual sports, If we average out the ratings for each game's sports, we can also rank the games themselves. So, with that being said, in last place is Nintendo Switch Sports with an average of 3.34. Then, in third is Wii Sports Club with an average rating of 3.41. Then we have Wii Sports Resort, rated 3.53. And then finally, the original Wii Sports, which has an average rating of 3.68. Clearly, Nintendo got something right with that original set of 5 sports. And now, let's return to the rankings. We're down to the top 10 sports, and in 10th place is club tennis. Now, this is a pretty similar situation to Switch tennis. The sport ranked highly, so clearly people like it. However, no one really seems to have picked club tennis as their absolute favourite sport. It seems as though the best iteration of tennis is still to come. In the 9th spot, we have Resort Archery. This game makes really clever use of the Wii Remote and Nunchuck combo to make you feel like you're really shooting a bow and arrow. Archery in Wii Sports Resort is not only fun, but comes the closest to feeling like the real deal, says one person, while another writes, it was fun trying to hit the non-targets that felt like secrets. In 8th place is Wii Tennis. This is one of the most iconic sports in the whole series. In fact, when I picture the original Wii Sports, it's tennis which comes to mind. This truly epitomizes the idea of a sport anyone can pick up and play. I like the simplicity of the tennis game in the original Wii Sports. The controls are simple and it's enjoyable to play, says one person. Always so fun and competitive, says someone else. In 7th, we have Switch Bowling. Now, you might have noticed that so far, bowling hasn't come up a single time in the list, despite it being in every single Wii Sports game. The fact that the lowest ranked iteration of bowling is 7th out of 30 is really impressive. In 6th place is Resort Table Tennis. This iteration puts a fun twist on the classic tennis game, and that uniqueness has helped net table tennis the highest spot among all the various tennis iterations. It is the better version of the already great tennis from Wii Sports, says one person. I like the quick and snappy gameplay, says another. Generally, the consensus is that Resort Table Tennis just amps up the speed and improves an already excellent sport. In 5th place is Club Bowling, the second of our 4 bowling iterations. There's honestly not a whole lot to say about this one. Bowling is excellent, it's popular in all 4 Wii Sports games. Wii Sports Club doesn't do a whole lot to set its version of bowling apart from the rest, but it's still a really excellent sport to sit down and play. 4th on the list is Resort Air Sports. Now, this technically includes 3 modes, but it's Island Flyover, where you pilot a plane around Woohoo Island, that scored this sport such a high placement. I love the flying controls, and exploring the island is awesome. It shows just how interconnected and alive the island is. Another person said, it made me care about and feel so immersed in the world of Woohoo Island. Woohoo Island is such a big part of what makes Resort so beloved, and this mode lets you explore the whole dang place. 3rd on the list is Resort Bowling. This is the follow-up to the beloved Wii Sports Bowling, and I think that the Resort version does enough to keep things fresh. In particular, it introduces 100-pin bowling, which is chaotic and a whole lot of fun. By the way, the original Wii Sports actually included 91-pin bowling, but it was just as part of the training mode, so it's usually forgotten about. Anyway, one person says, it's really fun with friends and family, and the 100 pins mode was just way too fun. Another person said, I sunk hours into 100-pin mode, while a third says, the 100-pin version from Resort was the coolest thing when I was 6. 2nd on the list, the runner-up is Wii Bowling. This is the highest ranked original Wii Sports sport, And for good reason. Bowling on the Wii was just such a universal experience. In old people's homes around the world, retirees bowled strike after strike after strike. According to one person, bowling has always been a good time. Everyone understands the concept, and it can be played with only one Wii remote. Another person said, "It was the one I played the most with my sister growing up," while a third says, "I've probably spent the most time playing that sport than any other, always trying to go for a perfect game." Which means that in first place, the most popular sport from the entire Wii Sports series is Resort Swordplay. This sport is one of the most in-depth from the whole series. Alongside the classic one-on-one sword fighting mode, there's also Speed Slice to switch things up. And most importantly, Showdown, where you battle your way through waves of Miis using nothing but your sword. This mode is pretty wild. There's 10 levels, and when you finish them, you unlock another 10. There's enough stuff to do here to last you a pretty long time. It's practically a game within a game. Swordplay brings competitiveness with friends to a whole new level, says one person. Showdown felt like its own game, and the music was awesome, says someone else. I had so much fun knocking my family into the water in duels, and I loved exploring Woohoo Island while facing hordes of combatants in Swordplay Showdown. Because that's, I think, what truly brings this sport out on top. First, the controls are super intuitive. The original Wii remote couldn't actually track players' movements very closely. But with the Wii Motion Plus, suddenly this intuitive, easy-to-understand motion-based sword game was now possible. But the other thing which makes swordplay so darn good is those two modes, Duel and Showdown. If you're with friends and family, you can enjoy energetic, fast-paced, easy-to-pick-up battles in Duel. And if you're by yourself, Showdown is just endless fun. There's truly something for everyone here. But that's the list over with. Thank you so much to everyone who took part, and also to everybody who's watched this video up to this point. This felt like a pretty long journey from least to most popular. Canoeing was ages ago. This video wouldn't have been possible without the kind support of my patrons. In particular, a huge thanks to my $10 supporters: Alison Withenall, Brandon Pimental, Brett and Derek, Candy Crystal, Cyprian Eov, Daryl Jero, Evan Kinney, J.E., Jim Gilsonen, Kieran Chan, Kelly Wright, Lucas Little, Michael Gunter, Skator Pie, and Thomas Söderland.